Tonight's headlines: Interagency Board for Implementing LG Reforms created. China has no authority to stop PCG maritime drills. State media directed to report Philippines faring better in COVID fight. Coronavirus cases in the country at 1,020,495. Over 246,000 individuals fully vaccinated. Cloudy skies and isolated rain showers seen. ADB lending program for Philippines to reach $3.9 billion. And local manufacturers ask government to buy Filipino-made PPEs. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, April 28, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Rodrigo Duterte has established an interagency governing board to implement local government reforms. This is provided under an order issued by the President on April 28, which stated that the IGB will be implementing the local government reform project in partnership with the Asian Development Bank to boost local government revenue mobilization through improvements on the administration and management of real property taxes. Expenditures for the conduct of consultative meetings, workshops, and similar activities of the IGB and its implementing partners will be charged against the funding allocations of the LGRP. AO40, however, will not prevent implementing partners from including allocations for subsequent LGRP-related activities in their annual agency appropriations under the General Appropriations Act, subject to the usual budgeting process and accounting rules and regulations. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said Wednesday that China has no legal basis to prevent Filipino authorities from conducting maritime patrols in the West Philippine Sea. Likewise, he noted that China's so-called 9-dash line demarcating its massive claims has no legal basis in the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and has been invalidated by the 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling favoring Manila's claims over the South China Sea. He made the remark in reaction to the government's statement saying the Philippines must end its maritime exercises in the disputed sea. Earlier, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said the Philippines' sovereignty patrols would escalate disputes and complicate situations. The Presidential Communications Operations Office has confirmed the existence of a memo directing all state-run media to present world data on COVID-19 situation, showing the Philippines is faring better than other countries. In a statement, Director Virginia Arcilla Agtay of the PCOO Integrated News Team said that such memo is in accordance to the instructions of President Rodrigo Duterte to provide adequate information and convey working policies, particularly those which address the effects of the pandemic. The memo said that all government media platforms are hereby directed to carry regular updates about the world data on COVID-19, specifically to convey to the public that the Philippines is faring better than many countries in addressing the pandemic. Agtay cited that findings of the OCTA research group that the COVID-19 reproduction number in the National Capital Region decreased to 0.85, meaning the number of people who will likely be infected by someone with COVID-19 is less than 1. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
The Department of Health reported 6,895 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 1,020,495, even as 5 laboratories failed to submit data on time. The total number of active cases in the country has gone down to 67,769, and of the total, 94.9% are mild, 1.6% are asymptomatic, 1.4% are severe, and 1.1% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 935,695 after 10,739 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 17,031, with 115 fatalities recorded. Data also show that 63% of the country's intensive care unit beds are in use, while 47% of the mechanical ventilators are occupied. The Health Department announced on Wednesday that the Philippines has fully vaccinated 246,986 individuals against COVID-19 as of April 27, nearly 2 months since the launch of the inoculation campaign. In its latest vaccine statistics bulletin, the DOH reported that 1,562,815 people have received their first dose of the Sinovac or AstraZeneca vaccines. A total of 1,809,801 doses have been administered at 3,415 vaccination sites across the country. The 7-day average of daily vaccinated individuals stood at 35,320, lower than the figures reported over the past 2 weeks. State Weather Bureau Pagasa announced that partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers will prevail over Metro Manila and the rest of the country due to the easterlies and localized thunderstorms. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency warned affected residents against possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Easterlies are warm winds from the Pacific Ocean. The Pagasa Synoptic Station also recorded a minimum temperature of 22.8 degrees Celsius and a maximum temperature of 32.1 degrees Celsius. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Iba ng panahon, dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang magbayan, bigger, better na. You can buy to centers, pati sa mga parties may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Hindi magpadala, you can buy it all. Anong pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
In business, the Asian Development Bank's sovereign lending program to the Philippines is seen to reach $3.9 billion this year, or roughly 188 billion pesos, to support investments in the country's infrastructure, local economic development, and social assistance amid the COVID-19 pandemic. ADB Philippines Country Director Kelly Bird said that the multilateral lenders lending program this year will focus on its 3 pillars of support for the country: accelerating infrastructure and long-term investments, promoting local economic development, and investing in people. Under the Investing in People pillar is the $400 million loan it extended to the Philippines last March to help the country purchase vaccines against COVID-19. The loan forms part of the $700 million second health system enhancement to address and limit COVID-19 under the APBACS project, $300 million of which is co-financed by the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. And local manufacturers of medical-grade personal protective equipment on Wednesday asked the government to buy Filipino-made products to sustain their repurposed garment factories. Coalition of Philippine Manufacturers of PPE Executive Director Rosette Carrillo recalled that the government has asked them to repurpose their garment factories to produce medical-grade PPE during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Carrillo said 5 companies have reinvested $35 million to repurpose portions of its factories for PPE production. However, she said the government has imposed certain rules in procuring PPE and the locally made ones were disregarded, and urged the government to support the stockpiling of PPE to secure supplies for future health crises. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition and Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Katribu. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Cue. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original thriller, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pong pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, the pink and soft ha, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget like...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa fiancé ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the Ring Ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use. Mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the
Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app all in the Globe app na yan.